In the previous video, we explored with the Dark Monkey Paragon, the Apex Plasma Master, and see how high we can go with this. This time, we are going to try it with the Boomerang Monkey, the Glaive Dominus. So, I am going to create a challenge. Just modify my challenge a little bit using this edit challenge, and we're still going to use logs because of course logs is the best map if you want to test anything, because of course it is. And we're going to get rid of this Dark Monkey and replace it with the Boomerang. All the same rules apply, no other towers except these three, Monkey Farm for farming obviously, Elk Buff and Village to help boost the Paragon towers, because I did a bit more testing and I found out that yes, it does indeed impact the Paragon towers. Now I don't need any other towers that will help boost us, so with that being said, let's leave and let's start a new game. Now in the last video we got up to round 160 with level 57 Dark Paragon, degree 57 Dark Paragon. Now we should be able to get to Paragon degree 76 for this Glaive Dominus, because Glaive Lord is very good at it excels well against both DDTs and Super Ceramics, and mob domination as well. Perma charge is basically OP, so I think we should be we're in a pretty good hands, I would say. So let's just place one boomerang and just get started with it. I'm not sure which tier this boomerang should upgrade to yet. I'll figure that out over time, but just like the last game, we are going to spam farms. Yes, we're going to use the farm. We're going to spam farms. That's our focus. If I predict that this setup would last us until around 10 or so, I think. Keep in mind we don't have to worry about too much about leaking lives. That is not what's important. What is important is getting as much cash as we can, and because remember this is the challenge editor, we can, you know, just retry from the last round rather than spending monkey money on it. So I'll just fast forward and you can just watch me upgrade the boomerangs as I go along, and I'll see you when we're done. Okay, so I will admit, first off, I have never thought that far ahead. I never thought about how to deal with camo Bloons, because of course, unlike Dark Monkeys, boomerangs cannot detect camos. So unfortunately, this means I'm going to have to sacrifice a little bit of income on 020 Monkey Village. Next camo Bloons that comes out is on round 33, followed by round 37. So I will get the Monkey Village on round 37. I'll push it as far back as I can. And one more thing you might have noticed is that I have moved the boomerang from here to here, which means that yes, I did waste money on that boomerang because I had to sell it, but it's not that much. And besides, we did get far with one time to upgrade, by the way, to hot red ranks. But anyway, it did survive pretty far. It took a 000 boomerang until round 15 for it to lose its first life, which frankly I didn't expect and I thought was pretty impressive. And let's see, sell at 10k, 1097, 6 points. We have to sell these two farms at 6.7k, which is very soon. and that way, which is right now, we can get central markets, and finally we can upgrade to valuable bananas without you know, losing too much money. And there we go. So now we're pretty much set for income. Now I do know what I want to do with the boomerangs, so I'm going to place the boomerangs here first, just so I can lay out my plan here. Like I said, I don't need to worry too much about camel balloons. I'll get them later. So this so let me get my farm first. So this boomerang monkey is going to eventually become a 502 boomerang. The one on the bottom left is going to become a 025 boomerang monkey. The more domination, and yes, this is obviously going to become a 250 boomerang monkey. I have thought about whether I should use primary expertise, but as much as I do want to get primary expertise, it still counts as DPS, even though it does give a huge popping power to the Paragon tower, but I can't use that, so I'm going to settle for primary mentoring. But hey, it's still a pretty good upgrade nonetheless. So I'm just going to keep getting more marketplaces. I'm only getting marketplaces because I am pretty lazy. I don't want to collect the farms by myself. But yeah. Okay, so anyway, I should save up for the farm. Now is the perfect time to save up for a farm. I think we have sacrificed enough lives. We definitely won't make it if we didn't get radar scanner right now. So anyway, round 40 is coming out soon, but doesn't matter. I'm still going to greed, get one more farm, and we should be fine. Let's just save up for one more marketplace, and there we go. Now I'm going to upgrade this first Kylie boomerang and faster throwing, just so I can tell my future self what upgrades I want to use with these. And this one, faster throwing, bionic boomerang, and this should be a pretty good anti-void defenses, but just in case, I'm going to upgrade to void press, and now we should be able to last till at least 150. So anyway, I'm going to let's watch this, let's defeat this one first, and yep, it's very easy. So yeah, I'll just continue farming. Well, remember how I said we this defense can last until round 50. Problem, we're currently at round 61, and our defense is actually struggling a tiny bit, but actually doing pretty good if you ask me. So well, round 63, I'm just going to get more glaives, and I think that should be able to deal with round 63 on its own. Now keep in mind, I am going to try and stall for as long as possible. In other words, try not to spend as much money as possible on these upgrades, because I want to farm. Farming early means you can get as much income as possible. Now you might be wondering why I'm not getting the actually I can get jungle drums first, but you might be wondering why I'm not getting primary mentoring, so that it can help boost the DPS of my boomerang monkeys. The reason is because both primary training and primary mentoring also decreases the price of these towers, and you might think, well, that's a good thing. In this case, it's not really a good thing, because you see, Paragon towers depend on, sorry, to get a high degree Paragon degree tower, both the number of pops inflicted by these monkeys and the damage and the amount of money you spend into these monkeys will affect the Paragon degree that your monkey Paragon is going to get. So I want to spend actually as much money as possible before doing anything else. But either way, we should be fine. We don't have to worry about this. At our current defense, actually I really don't know how long we can survive with this defense, but it seems like the Moab press is actually doing quite a lot of damage to Moab class balloons, which I did not expect. So I think our defense should last us to somewhere before round 80, that is my guess. And until then, I am just going to keep upgrading my farms. If anything, if there's any emergency, I'm just going to sell some of my farms and then just get the Glaive Lord. Glaive Lord is the cheapest and of course the most powerful amongst all these towers. So nothing to worry about for now, but of course if anything I'll just do my own stuff. I think at this point I have purchased the maximum amount of farms that I could fit into this map. Of course I could get a 005 village, but nah, I don't want to collect money. It's just a little bit extra money. So now that we got our farms up, we can start upgrading everything to tier 5 so we don't have to worry about anything. So first is the Glaive Lord, and second, Web Domination, which surprisingly we can afford right now. And third, Turbocharge and Permacharge, which we should be able to afford soon in about round 75 if I am not wrong. Or actually, we can afford it this round. Yep, we can afford it this round. So, yep, this is all OP. And now, for Glaive Dominus, the 340k upgrade. I will try not to. Actually, you know what? I can sell this because the Glaive Lord already have camo detection. But no, actually no, that's a dumb idea. Why did I do that? I shouldn't sell it because of DDTs. The Glaive Lord cannot deal with DDTs by itself. So I'll leave it as is right now. I'll keep farming until I get probably like $1 million to spend on the boomerang monkeys. So and also I have to find the most expensive tower, the most expensive cost path that I can upgrade for the boomerang monkey, so that when it's time to use the paragons on this monkey, I can spend as much money as possible. And I think the cost path we should go for is a 240 boomerang monkey, a turbocharge. That is the way we can spend the most amount of money possible on the boomerang paragons. And in case you're wondering, I plan to upgrade this boomerang monkey, the Glaive Lord, to the Glaive Dominus, because I think this is the best located monkey for the job. Now, at this point, we have surpassed $1 million, and you might be wondering why I didn't stop the game. Sorry, I didn't stop and do some commentary when we hit $1 million. That is because during this time, I have been looking up. I've been looking into Paragon towers, and apparently, I have found something about Paragon towers. So, I'm going to attempt to show it to you. Give me a moment here, and there we go. It's a bit cluttered, but I hope you don't mind. But I found this Reddit thread detailing how Paragon leveling works, and I found it really fascinating. So kudos to this guy, Epic Alex 4444, and he details exactly how the Paragon works. But in summary, I'm going to change this to another screen. This here you go. Basically, I summarize whatever he said over here. So basically, if you want to get a degree 100 Paragon, you need to have 16.2 million pops, which means that you have to survive to somewhere in between round 120 to 130, but just to be safe, just survive until round 130. You need to spend $250,000 on a bunch of upgrades related to the Boomerang Monkey. You need to have 100 non-tier 5 upgrades. In other words, let's say if I were to get a bunch of 240 boomerangs, I need to get quick calculation 17 240 boomerangs, and finally 9 tier 5 boomerangs. And this is the reason why it is impossible to get past Paragon level 76 for a Boomerang Monkey in single player. Because if you want to have Paragon degree 100 Boomerang, you are going to need at least 3 players in your co-op team, because each of the players need to get at least 1 tier 5 Boomerang each. So that is going to impact us quite a lot. So let's just continue the game for now. I'll leave the notepad up there. So our focus right sorry for a voice break, that sounded weird, I know. The focus right now is to spend $250,000, which should be easier. It should be rather easy to accomplish. So let's just add up its sell value. So this one I know is at least 50,000. Remember, the sell price is 80% of its, sorry, 75% of its purchasing price, but I'm just going to use 80%. So this one is, we spent more than 50,000 on this. We spent more than 30,000, and we spent more than 30,000 on this as well. So I'm just rounding up the prices here. So 50, 30, 30, and we have spent at least $110,000. So this means if we look back here, we only need to spend 140,000 more. And let's look at the upgrades for the Boomerang Monkey. Before we continue, let me just move this to the side. We are going to get 240 boomerangs, which is the most expensive, the most amount of money that we can spend on a boomerang towers. Sorry, Boomerang Monkey, not tower. This is not a tower. So every boomerang we buy is going to cost us, I believe, if I add these two up, close to 5,000. This should be, it's not 6,000 but 5,500 around there. So let's just round down and say $5,000 just for simplicity's sake, which means we're going to have to buy 28 240 Boomerang Monkeys. So hopefully this is not a big deal. So let me just move this out of the way. I'll just leave this here. We're going to need to buy 28 more 240 Boomerang Monkeys, but you know, just in case our calculations are incorrect, we're going to buy a lot more than 28. Basically, we're going to fill up the map with as many Boomerang Monkeys as we could. We will know how many Boomerang Monkey we purchase at the end, based on the number of activated abilities that we have at the bottom of the screen. And holy crap, wait, let me activate this, and oops. Well, thankfully we can retry last round, since like we die on round 106. 106 seems to be a huge problem for us. I remember dying at round 106 the last time we tried this. Oops, that's all I can say. Now, we seem to have a huge problem with round 106. Let's skip the primary training for now. Let's get MIB first. And you know what, let's get Homeland Defense. We have more than enough money to do it. So after this, we can add on to our defenses. Actually, we can add them later. We don't have to worry about DETs for now. Yeah, it seems like this shreds DETs, but just in case, we are going to activate its ability. And yeah, this should do it. There we go. And now we're just going to spam boomerang monkeys. So let's just start spamming the monkeys now. Alright, I've bought almost every boomerang, and we seem to have 38 240 boomerangs, which should be more than enough to satisfy our Paragon needs. And yeah, I see that we are almost leaking to leaked to DT there, but forget about that. So back to our chart, you can see so each of these towers costs about $5,000. They cost more than $5,000, but let's just round down to $5,000 each. $5,000 times 38, and you get $190,000 spent, which is more than the $140,000 required, which means this is a success. So all we need to do is wait until we get 16.2 million pops. We have achieved $250,000. We have achieved 100 non-tier 5 upgrades because we have bought more than 16 240 boomerangs. And we can't max this, obviously. So now we need to focus on 16.2 million pops. Now you might think that these are going to steal pops, and yes, they are going to steal pops upwards of $1 million. Sorry, not dollars, 1 million pops. But all we have to do is focus on these 3 big monkeys here, because these are the towers that are giving us most of the popping power. So as you can see, right now our Glaive Lord has 1.64 million. The Glaive Domination has 3.6 million, which is quite a lot, and the perma charge have 1.2 million. So we just need to wait a while. The towers at the front are popping a little bit, but again, don't need to worry about that. So I'm just going to turn off the overlay for now, and we'll just wait until round 130, and then we'll check in again. Well, it's now past round 130, so now it's time to check in on the total number of pops. So I'll just round out 2.9 million. This is 6.4 million. So 2.9, 6.4, 9.3 million. And this one is 2.5 million. So 9.4 plus 2.5 million. That gives us 9.4, 9.9, 11.4 million, which is pretty close. Actually, no, not close to our 16 million pops that is required. Remember, we need 16.2 million pops. And yes, you can argue that yes, these all take up a lot of pops each, but if you really want me to count these, I don't feel like counting them. in theory, just glancing through all these monkeys, I do feel like we have reached the pop count, but at the same time I don't want to risk it, and oh, will you look at that, we die around 131. It's okay, we can restart without spending monkey money, but let's see, just a quick glance at it. Seems to be popping quite a lot here, but just to be, let me just get a quick glance at the rough numbers that I'm looking at here. Let's activate this, and while we're at it, let's activate every single turbocharge ability possible. So I'm going to give the boomerangs some leeway, so instead of the total 16.2 million pops that I want from these 3 towers, because there's a bunch of other towers here that is contributing to pop count, but I cannot reliably count on them unless I take out a calculator and take my time to actually calculate them out. I'm just going to make sure that these 3 towers, they pop I think 15 million is a good number. Make sure these 3 towers pop 15 million. So currently it's at 3.1 million right now, 3.170, so that is 10.1 million and close to 13 million. So we're getting to the pop count required very soon. I'll check back at around 135. I think by then we should have 15 million pops for these 3 towers, and hopefully we'll get there. Don't ask why my tone is weird. I don't know why either. Okay, now we have completed round 135, so let's check in. Just a reminder, we need to make sure that all these towers have 15 million pops, discounted from 16 million, because all these other towers have contributed a lot of pops as well, so keep that in mind. So currently, Glaive Lord 3.7 million, this 8.2 million, so 3.7, 8.2, that is 8.9, 11.9 million. 11.9 plus 3.7, 3.8, 9.9, 12, 13, 14. We have exceeded 15 million pops between these 3 towers, which means at last we can upgrade to Glaive Dominus. So let's upgrade it in 3, 2, 1, and please, I pray that this is a Paragon degree 76 tower. Yes, it is. There's a Paragon degree 76 tower. The maximum Paragon, the maximum Paragon degree that we can get in single player. So just like the Dark Monkey, the Dark Paragon, I'm not going to attempt to redo this in co-op mode because frankly it's too much of a hassle. So now I'm going to get rid of these banks. It's cluttering up the space. The original reason I got the banks was so that they can give us the extra health, but it doesn't seem to be doing so for some reason. But anyway, let's check out the bat. Fortified bat, and it seems this is doing really well against the fortified bat, which is rather surprising if you ask me. Don't expect it to do so well, and holy crap, these glaives are ricocheting. So they seem to be doing very well against bats, and holy crap, they have a huge knockback. And you know what, I'm going to outbuff this as well because why not? Okay, And of course, I'm not going to forget this extra little buff, the 420. Let's just put it 420 primary mentoring. We're not going to get primary expertise because it will contribute to the pop count, and I consider that as cheating. And holy crap, this really excels at crushing DDTs. They even get past the second band. There's the first band, there's the second band. So you see how far this goes. Actually, I won't be surprised if it can last up to around 200. So you see how far this goes. Yeah, see how far I can go without dying once, or even using the homeland defense once. Just want to note right now, we have beaten round 160. Just a reminder, in the previous video, the Dark Paragon couldn't survive past round 160, but then again, anything after round 140 is RNG, meaning the Bloons randomly generated. But given that we survived past round 160, I think we can confidently say that the Glaive Dominus is significantly more powerful. But of course, that doesn't include the fact that we didn't use primary mentoring the last time we tried out the Dark Paragon. So yeah, you might want to take note of that. Well, I completely forgot to do this, but just like the last video, I'm going to leave this tab wide open so that you can see the pop counts that the Glaive Dominus have. And as of round 166, we have 45 million pops, closing in to 46 million pops, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. The highest number of pops I ever gotten was for a Vengeful Sun God. It was 200 million pops. So this definitely won't exceed the pop count of a Vengeful Sun God, but it's just something to keep in mind if you want to make a comparison. In other words, this is pretty bloody strong if you ask me. It's way stronger than the Dark Paragon. Of course, we could get both and see how they work together, but I don't want to do that. Well, this is the first time we died, and surprisingly not to a DDT but to a bat, which honestly makes more sense if you consider that this excels at DDTs, but yeah, still have some issues with the bat. So what I'm thinking is I will use Homeland Defense because it has been shown that Homeland Defense does do a lot of damage to the bats. So as long as its main attack, these green and red glaives are hitting in range of the bat, I'll activate the Homeland Defense. So we'll see. We should be able to beat it with Homeland Defense. So I mean, so far so far so good with the Boomerang Paragon. We didn't really have to worry that much, and yeah. But unfortunately, it seems like we are still about to die. No, actually, surprisingly, we survived that. Well then, but given that we had to use oh, didn't mean to click that, but didn't mean to click that, but given that we had to use homeland defense around 170, sorry, that means we are probably going to die really soon, probably 175, 180, or might be slightly earlier. I don't know, but either way we are going to die relatively soon, and this video is coming to a close, which is a bit unfortunate. And before you ask, nope, I am not going to get a call to arms. That's cheating. I think that's cheating at least. I'm just going to allow myself just this one homeland defense. If I have call to arms, then you can just infinitely double your attack speed, which well, I mean, it's not technically cheating, but it's not fun either. So yeah, we'll see how many times I have to activate homeland defenses until I genuinely cannot continue. Now I'm going to give this one last shot. Apparently round 174 is close to our death. I'm going to try and activate the homeland defense as I'm going to time the homeland defense such that it's going to pop the deities that comes out of the first bat. So not now. Okay, actually I can try right now, but actually, yeah, no, that's a terrible idea because it's not going to be up for a third time. Yikes. Yeah, you see what I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to retry one last time again. Hopefully this time my timing is better. I activate it slightly earlier, but honestly it shouldn't affect the results that much. So let's just wait and see. Still 1 shot to 0 MGs. The bats are still have relatively high health, which is surprising. And yes, the Glaive Dominus is set to strong, meaning it will target bats first then 0 MGs and okay, still dead. Let's give this one final chance. Last chance. After this, no more chances. I'll just consider it impossible. Because I think it is possible to beat this with the correct timing. So when the bat crosses this path and then when it crosses this intersection, I will activate homeland defense. So in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 now. I'll activate homeland defense now, and well, I guess it reaches limit because we have no way of beating it even with homeland defense up. So round 174 is a limit for maximum Paragon degree Boomerang Monkey. This doesn't include co-op, by the way. So this is Paragon degree 76. Overall a significant improvement over the Dark Monkey Paragon, but keep in mind that it's only Paragon level 57, not 76, but in my opinion, it doesn't make that much of a difference if you look into the statistics. If you look at the stats, how much the Paragon degree actually influenced the attack power of the Paragon itself. But either way, I think it's pretty strong. But you need to pair it up with other towers if you want to survive ultra late game, like rounds 300 plus, 400 plus. Obviously, yeah, it's a pretty good tower if you ask me. So yeah, I'll just leave it as that. Thank you guys for watching. Apologies, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Damn, my voice is hoarse. I have to drink some water. Yep, you need to drink some water right now.